Okay. All right. Hello, everyone, and forgive my poor English. And this is the video for those people and actually the students who wants to improve in their math class in USA. So 3, 4 years ago, USA started to do something called a Common Core Math. COMMON, Common Core Math. And the idea of Common Core Math is, I believe, that USA is not doing really well. Students are not really finding the relevance about math classes, and all the standards are separated, not put them together. Sometimes they're overlapping, but they're not related. And especially the geometry and stat class, statistic, they are little in there in high school standards, but they are not really covered throughout. So by the time they need it, for example, geometry, they need it for the SAT, but last time they covered the geometry is probably when they are in freshman or sophomore year. So they don't remember. And another example would be statistic. Uh, I believe that modern citizen, any citizens, good citizens must know, must understand the chart and data, and especially nowadays since data is such a big deal, but we do not cover in high school. So they changed it. So they changed, used to be in traditional, traditionally, in USA, the math classes are like Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and somewhere in between there's a geometry. If you have all these 3 classes, then you can take pre-calculus, or pre-calculus is when you go to college, there will be the college algebra is same thing as pre-calculus. So this one and college algebra is pretty much the same thing. And when you have all these 4 classes, then you have a choice. You can take either stat or statistics class or calculus AB or calculus BC. I believe Algebra 1 is probably the 8th grader math, and Algebra 2 and Geometry, they're probably they together probably the 9th grader math. So pre-calculus could be your 10th grader math. That's a 10th grader math. Then you can take the 11th grader math is calculus AB, and 12th grader math calculus BC. So that is like a pretty fast. These are the students who gets it. So they don't even have any struggle in math classes. In their choice, they could take either calculus BC in the senior year, or they could take statistic in senior year. So that's the traditionally math classes, how the math class is organized in USA traditionally. Well, now things has changed. Oh, okay, let me erase that one. So the things, stop it. Stop it. Okay, so now when you go to 9th grader, let me write the 9th grader in different color. So for 9th grader, and you have a 10th grader, and we have an 11th grader, and there's a 12th grader. And now the way that it changed is when you're a ninth grader, Math 1, you take Math 1. Math 1. You're a 10th grader, you take Math 2. And when you're junior year, you take Math 3. Senior year, if you follow all Math 1, Math 2, Math 3, then you have a choice. You can take the stat class, or you can take calculus. The reason is this. In your Math 1, they cover a little bit of algebra 1, and a little bit of algebra, uh, algebra 2, and there is a geometry, and finally stat. So in Math 1, they review Math 1, Algebra 1, and they cover somewhat in Algebra 2 and Geometry and Stat. And Math 2, they now cover Algebra 2, and there's a Geometry, there's a proof and similarity, and again, there's a little bit of Stat, especially in this part is a probability part. And Math 3, you take Algebra 2, and now pre-cal, no joke, and there's still geometry, but this time the geometry is very much related to the trig, and again there's a stat. Alright, so let's highlight it. So this is a Math 1, this is Math 2, this is Math 3, and this is a senior year math. Could be either stat and calculus. Depending on high school, it could be AP statistic or calculus AB, calculus BC. Usually, if you are the honor kids, then they go to BC in senior year, or they could take the AB, or they could go to AP stat. If you're a regular, non-honor, then you end up being, yeah, you're still going to go to one of those classes that kids usually take the AP Stat. What I'm trying to do in my channel from now on till I finish every day is that those students who struggle in math class or has students who have been struggling in math classes because of something that I don't know. So you are 8th grader students and you never been good at math. Something happened. Math is not my thing. Math no good. Math no good. Or one of those things that you never had success in math. So at the end of the day, I hate math. And if you believe that I am not good at math and math is torture, so if you're one of those three categories, and then something you build something that this math is not my thing, then I'm going to prove it to you that all you need is truly honestly, all you need is some tools. Some tools, there's a necessary tools in throughout. Then if you are able to do those tools with me and watch my video over and over and many times, then at the end of the day, you are going to find yourself at least like you know what? I have fun time in my math classes. And that's my goal. And I've been watching all those YouTube channels and they have the YouTube video channels are based on the category, like a subject or based on the problem, I'm going to do my channel based on like building blocks. So we are going to starting from the very bottom, what is necessary. So this is a big gigantic uh, math math uh, um, uh, pyramid. Then your building block, one of those things is a multiplication table, or you have a division, and you need to know what it means by subtract. You need to know how to do add. From there, you're going to PEMDAS, order operation, PEMDAS, PEMDAS, and you're going to solve equation. And under the solving equation, there are many different kinds of solving equation. And here, you're going to find out some function f of x, and here you go. And at the end of the day, you know what? I feel better. So there are not a lot. And truly, honestly, and in high school math, if you know how to multiply, divide, you know how to add and subtract, you know what it means by order operation, you know how to solve any equation, you understand what the heck is going on when it comes down to function, then you are going to be smiling, you're going to be happy. All these math classes, you are able to look under. So my plan is organize and create a video so that people and students who has been struggling in math class feel successful. Thank you for listening and see you next time.